Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're counting down the top 10 Isekai anime where the main character is overpowered and attends a magic academy. From insane powers to epic school adventures, these anime have it all. Let's jump right in. 10. Ice Blade Sorcerer shall rule the new world. As the first commoner to attend the prestigious Arnold Academy of Sorcery, Ray White is immediately met with contempt from some of the students hailing from nobility. Unbeknownst to them, Ray's real identity is that of the famous Ice Blade Sorcerer, a hero who led the country to victory in a past war and is one of the 7 strongest sorcerers alive. Despite his legendary status, Ray wants nothing more than to live out the ordinary school life he never had. Ray quickly makes friends with some of the most influential students thanks to his kind and amiable nature. Unfortunately, as those with nefarious motives begin to make their move, Ray may soon have no choice but to use his true power to preserve the bonds that make his new life worthwhile. 9. Our Last Crusade. A force known as astral power permeates throughout the world, wielded by astral mages. Fearing its destructive power, the Empire persecutes those who show their abilities. The tormented mages then founded the Nebula Sovereignty to flee from their oppressors. Since then, the two nations have been in bitter conflict, the war still going strong for more than a century. After committing the great crime of freeing an imprisoned witch, the talented knight Isekai is sentenced to prison. A year later, the Empire leadership suddenly decides to set him free, with the condition that he hunts down a fearsome mage known as the Ice Calamity Witch. Hoping to end the war, Isekai agrees. Coincidentally, the Ice Calamity Witch herself, Alice Lu Nebulous 11, also wishes for peace and is willing to do everything she can to bring down the Empire. As Isekai and Alice both yearn for a crusade that will turn the world into one without struggle, woe, or pain, the strings of fate tie them ever closer together, creating a bond that goes beyond something fabricated by mere coincidence. Akashic Record of Bastard Magic Instructor. The Alzano Empire is home to one of the most distinguished magic schools in the world, the Alzano Imperial Magic Academy. Here, ambitious young students undergo training to become competent magicians. Sistine Feibel, a stern noble girl, and her bright-eyed best friend Rumia Tingel attend the academy, determined to cultivate their magical skills. However, their world is thrown for a loop when their favorite teacher suddenly retires and the enigmatic Glenn Radars replaces him. His lazy and indifferent attitude toward life and magic quickly puts him at odds with his class. What's more, nefarious forces hidden within the Empire's walls start to become active, and Sistine, Rumia, and Glenn find themselves caught up in their schemes. Rokudanashi Majitsu Kosher to Akashic Records follows Sistine, who is captivated by a mysterious floating sky castle, Rumia, who is haunted by a troubled past, and Glenn, who may be more than meets the eye. Though completely different on the surface, they are inexplicably bound together by a thread of fate. 7. Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest. At birth, mages randomly acquire one of the 4 crests that represents the extent of their magical capability. Equipped with a crest specializing in creation, a man named Gaius reached the ceiling of his potential, becoming known as the world's strongest sage. Despite his overwhelming power, he is unsatisfied with his abilities and desires to possess the mark suitable for close combat. Knowing that a person's crest is unchangeable, Gaius decides to reincarnate far into the future, hoping to alter his fate. Thousands of years later, Gaius is reborn as Matthias Hildesheimer, successfully obtaining his long-coveted crest. However, he is surprised to learn that in these times, magic has vastly waned, and the techniques that were once widely used are now nothing more than just a speck of legend. Moreover, the crest that he painstakingly strived to attain is now considered the weakest, merely dubbed the crest of failure. Nevertheless, Matthias naturally exceeds all expectations. He enrolls into the royal capital's second academy, acing every trial that comes his way. But soon after, Matthias discovers the dark truth behind humanity's downfall into magical mediocrity, demons, and endeavors to remedy the consequence of his millennia-long absence once and for all. 6. Irregular at Magic High School. In the dawn of the 21st century, magic, long thought to be folklore and fairy tales, has become a systematized technology and is taught as a technical skill. In First High School, the institution for magicians, students are segregated into 2 groups based on their entrance exam scores. Blooms, those who receive high scores, are assigned to the first course, while Weeds are reserve students assigned to the second course. Mahoka Koku no Retusei follows the siblings, Tatsuya and Miyuki Shiba, who are enrolled in First High School. Upon taking the exam, the prodigious Miyuki is placed in the first course, while Tatsuya is relegated to the second course. Though his practical test scores and status as a weed show him to be magically inept, he possesses extraordinary technical knowledge, physical combat capabilities, and unique magic techniques, making Tatsuya the irregular at a magical high school. 5. Vermal in Gold. Alto Goldfield, a diligent student at the Ortigia Academy of Magic, aspires to become a powerful sorcerer, but he is unable to become one as, despite his excellent grades and strong commitment to his studies, he fails his summoning class. With the threat of repeating a year hanging over his head, Alto tries following an old, worn-out grimoire in a desperate attempt to resolve his situation. To his surprise, he succeeds and summons a powerful demon named Vermal. As a sign of gratitude for releasing her, Vermal agrees to become Alto's familiar, sealing their relationship with a deep kiss. Little does Alto know what else he is capable of and what Vermal's past hides. For Chivalry of a Failed Knight. There exist few humans in this world with the ability to manipulate their souls to form powerful weapons. Dubbed Blazers, these people study and train at the prestigious Heigun Academy to become Mage Knights. Among the students is so-called Failure Ikki Kurigane, the sole F-rated Blazer. However, when the worst student in the academy sees Stella Vermilion, an A-ranked Blazer who also happens to be a princess, naked, she challenges him to a duel with dire stakes. The loser becomes the slave of the winner. There's no possible way that Stella can lose, right? As he tries to prove his strength to a world that believes him to be the weakest, Ikki gains new friends, wisdom, and experience. 3. Wise Man's Grandchild. In the kingdom of Earlshide, Merlin Wolford was once regarded as a national hero, hailed for both his power and achievements. Preferring a quiet life, however, he secludes himself deep in the rural woods, dedicating his time to raising an orphan that he saved. This orphan is Shin, a normal salaryman in modern-day Japan who was reincarnated into Merlin's world while still retaining his past memories. As the years pass, Shin displays unparalleled talent in both magic casting and martial arts, much to Merlin's constant amazement. On his 15th birthday, however, it becomes apparent that Shin only developed his combat skills and nothing else, leaving him with blatant social awkwardness, a lack of common sense, and a middling sense of responsibility. As a result, Shin enrolls in the kingdom's magic academy to hone his skills and mature among other teenagers. However, living a normal life is impossible, as he is established as a local celebrity almost as soon as he arrives. As Shin Wolford adjusts to his high school life in the capital, he makes new friends, learns about the world, and fights off the various forces of evil surrounding him and his city. 2. The Eminence in Shadow. For as long as he can remember, Minoru Kaginu has been fixated on becoming as strong as possible, which has led him to undertake all kinds of rigorous training. This wish, however, does not stem from a desire to be recognized by others. Rather, Minoru does everything he can to blend in with the crowd. So, while pretending to be a completely average student during the day, he arms himself with a crowbar and ruthlessly thrashes local biker gangs at night. Yet when Minoru finds himself in a truck accident, his ambitions seemingly come to a sudden end. In his final moments, he laments his powerlessness. No matter how much he trained, there was nothing he could do to overcome his human limitations. But instead of dying, Minoru reawakens as Sid, the second child of the noble Kaginu family, in another world, one where magic is commonplace. With the power he so desired finally within his grasp, he dons the moniker Shadow and establishes Shadow Garden, a group whose sole purpose is to combat the enigmatic cult of Diablos, an organization born from Sid's imagination. However, as Shadow Garden grows in both membership and influence, it becomes increasingly apparent that the cult of Diablos is not as fictional as Sid had intended. 1. The Misfit of Demon King Academy. In the distant past, a war between humans and demons brought about widespread chaos and bloodshed. To put an end to this seemingly endless conflict, Demon King Anos Voldigode willingly sacrificed his life, hoping to be reborn in a peaceful future. In preparation for their king's return, the demon race created the Demon King Academy, an elite institution tasked with determining Anos' identity when he reawakens. He reincarnates 2 millennia later, but to his surprise, he soon learns that the level of magic in the world has drastically waned during his absence. Moreover, when he enrolls at the academy to reclaim his rightful title, he finds out that demonkind remembers him differently. His personality, his deeds, and even his legacy are all falsified, masked beneath the name of an imposter. This lack of common knowledge renders him the academy's outlier, a misfit never before seen in history. Despite these drawbacks, Anos remains unfazed. As he sets out to uncover those altering his glorious past, he takes it upon himself to make his descendants recognize that their ruler has finally returned. And there you have it, the top 10 Isekai anime where the main character is OP and attends a magic academy. Whether you're into intense battles, strategic magic, or just love watching a protagonist crush it in a school setting, these anime will not disappoint. Let us know which one is your favorite in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome anime content.